All right, let's talk about something every nurse knows all too well, the mountain of documentation. It's one of the biggest drivers of stress and burnout. But what if there was a better way? In this explainer, we're going to break down exactly how you can use AI-assisted workflows to completely transform your charting and, most importantly, get your time back.
You know this feeling. You glance at the clock, it's 6:45 p.m. Your shift is supposed to end in 15 minutes, but you're just bone tired. You've been on your feet all day, running, caring for patients, but you know your day is nowhere near over because that mountain of charting is just sitting there, waiting for you.
And oh man, what a list it is. You still have to do assessments for 5 different patients, document those PRN meds, write all your end-of-shift notes, get your handoff report organized, chart that dressing change, document the family meeting you had hours ago, and, oh yeah, that incident report from this morning. It just feels completely impossible.
But what if it wasn't impossible? What if you could actually power through that entire list, not in the 90 minutes you're dreading, but in just 20 minutes? That's not science fiction. That's the promise of the AI workflows we're about to dive into.
So what's the secret? It's all about bringing AI-assisted workflows into your day. And look, this is not about some robot replacing your critical thinking. It's about giving yourself a super efficient assistant to handle the tedious, mechanical parts of documentation.
This right here, this just lays it all out, doesn't it? The old way on the left, that's the painful reality for so many of us. Hours and hours of charting, staying late becomes the norm, and you just get burned out. But the new way on the right, that's the transformation we're talking about. We're talking about chopping that charting time down to just 15-30 minutes, making leaving on time your new routine, and building a career you can actually sustain.
So how do we actually do this? Well, that brings us to our first big idea, smarter batch documentation. This is all about taking those quick, messy notes you scribble down and turning them into perfect, complete charts in just a few minutes.
Okay, this probably looks super familiar, right? This is the kind of chicken scratch you write down on your brain sheet or a scrap of paper, just the bare bones facts for each patient. It gets the job done in the moment, but it's a long, long way from a real chartable note.
And here's the magic. You take those little scribbled notes, pop them into a simple AI prompt, and because the AI understands clinical language, it instantly expands them into a full, professional, properly formatted assessment. It's an amazing transformation, from a quick note to a chart-ready narrative in literally seconds.
So what does that really mean in terms of time? Well, check this out. Just by batching 4 patient assessments this way, you save between 24 and 32 minutes. That's half an hour you would have spent just typing. And remember, that's just our first workflow.
All right, let's level up. Moving on to section 2, we're going to automate your end of shift. This is where we tackle that final, most stressful crunch of the day, using one single powerful prompt to get multiple things done at once. It all comes down to what we call a master prompt. And honestly, it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. First, you tell the AI its role. You literally say, you are an experienced RN. Second, you dump in your data, all those shorthand notes about what happened during your shift. And third, you just tell it what you need, your summary notes, your handoff report, all of it.
And this is the real game changer. With that one input, the AI gives you back 3 totally separate, crucial documents. You get 5 individual end-of-shift notes ready for the chart, 1 single comprehensive handoff report for the next nurse, and a clean, organized to-do list of pending tasks, all from that one set of notes. Incredible, right?
The time savings here are just massive. Think about it. What would normally take you anywhere from 45 minutes to over an hour is now done in about 15. That's a savings of 30 to 55 minutes just on your end-of-shift wrap-up. This is how you start leaving on time, every time. So, we've seen how these individual tricks save time. But now, let's zoom out and look at the big picture in section 3. Because these minutes, they don't just disappear, they add up. And the compounding impact is where this whole thing becomes truly life-changing.
So let's do the math. When you combine smarter assessments, automated end-of-shift reports, and a few other quick tasks, you are saving an average of 112 minutes. That's almost 2 hours back in your pocket, every single shift.
Now let's zoom out to a week. On a typical 3-shift week, that adds up to 5.6 hours saved. I mean, think about that. You're getting back nearly a full workday every single week that you used to spend charting.
But hold on, because when you look at it over a full year, it's just, wow. You can reclaim roughly 290 hours per year. 290 hours you would have spent on documentation that are now yours again. Let me put that another way because this is the number that really matters. 290 hours is the equivalent of over 7 full 40-hour work weeks. Just imagine getting an extra 7 weeks of your life back every single year.
Okay, this sounds amazing, right? But the big question is, how do you actually do this? How do you make it a real part of your workflow? And more importantly, how do you do it safely? That brings us to our final section, building a sustainable practice.
Here's your game plan, step by step. First, start simple. Don't try to boil the ocean. Just master one thing, like batch assessments, and then build from there. Second, and this one is huge, it's the most important rule, you always maintain your clinical judgment. The AI is a tool, you are the clinician. Third, quality over speed. Always double-check the output for accuracy. And finally, personalize it. Tweak the prompts to make them perfect for your unit and your patient population. And really, this is what it's all about. It's about building what we call a sustainable practice. That means using this kind of technology to get rid of the soul-crushing busywork, to fight back against burnout, and to get your time back for the things that actually matter, your patients and your own life. I really want to hammer this point home. This has nothing to do with cutting corners or being less thorough. This is about targeting and eliminating the profound inefficiency that is baked into the old way of doing things. You're not working less carefully, you're just working smarter. So, I'll leave you with this one question to think about. We've shown how it's possible to get back around 290 hours a year. So, what would you do with all that extra time?